Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Bachelor Breakdown. I'm your host, Rae Solomon, here with my awesome husband, Jacob Green, and our resident Nashville Bachelor, Dustin Summers. And this whole thing is in preview to our podcast that's coming out, which is the Love is Stupid podcast. It premieres on Valentine's Day, so February 14th of 2020. And this isn't the premise of the podcast, so to speak, but we're just going to give you a breakdown of The Bachelor. So to start everything off, I'm going to just give an overview of what happened in tonight's show.
Give us the breakdown.
Yeah, so it opens up with the very first trip of the season. They're going to Cleveland, Ohio. Then it moves into Victoria F gets the very first date card. He takes her flying. They go to an amusement park, and then they have a private performance from Chase Rice, which is a little bit loaded, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Yet another plane reference, though. This is great. We've got a trend.
So then we move into the group date, and he takes the girls to play football at the Browns Stadium, and then Aaliyah comes back, and shit hits the fan. We're gonna get into that. Then it moves into Kelsey having a date. They kind of walk around and explore the city. They race boxcars, then they have dinner. And then it moves into the rose ceremony where things really get real with these girls being pissed off about Aaliyah coming back. Am I saying her name right? I don't know.
It's not important. She won't
Anyways,
last long.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning and dive in with their very first trip being to Cleveland, Ohio.
So I'm going to introduce my overplaying your hand moment a little early here because it's relevant. Okay. You're not going to see this one coming. Guess who overplayed their hand? Well, I can tell you who didn't. It's The Bachelor. They took him to Cleveland, Ohio. Did you see how depressed those girls were when they found out we're going to Cleveland?
Their faces were very defeated at that point.
Oh, it was bad. I know you weren't ready for that one.
I wasn't.
I'm totally surprised.
I have a lot of thoughts on tonight's episode.
Do you?
I'm ready to rock and roll with it.
Okay.
I am very much. So you're overplaying the hand tonight was the Cleveland Chamber of
the
Commerce.
complete inverse of overplay. Yeah.
It's the Cleveland Chamber of Commerce. Like, we could get the Bachelor here.
Let's bring him on.
You've never been to Cleveland.
I've never been to
You've
Cleveland.
never been to Cleveland.
I've never been to
Full
Cleveland,
disclosure.
actually.
I've been to Cleveland. I went there in August. It felt like February 8th on a gray, cloudy, crappy day. It was terrible.
Okay.
So we'll get into my segment. We're going to knock these two out right now.
Right
So the Dustin Summers eye roll moment of the night. There were several nominees, some of which we've covered, some of which we haven't. To begin with, one of the nominees was the stupid intro with Peter acting like it was the home of Clark Kent, which I guess technically Cleveland is.
He's like Superman move.
However, everybody knows that Metropolis, Illinois is the home of Superman. You ever been there?
Everyone
So
everyone
he was
knows
wrong?
that.
Is that what you're trying to
I looked
tell
it up. I tried to do a little bit of research. I think there's something there. I didn't read the comic books, but Superman from Metropolis, that's where he was from. Metropolis, Illinois. Great casino up there if you ever want to go sometime to overplay your hand.
I've been to Metropolis.
There you go. But
Mind blown.
so that's one nominee. Another nominee is Victoria P's Phantom Let Me Talk thing when no one was trying to cut her off at the end. We'll get to that part of it.
Oh, you're jumping way ahead.
No, I'm not. I mean, you went through the whole thing. We're not. It's irrelevant. But my eye roll moment of the night is Cleveland being a destination for anywhere other than Cleveland is only a destination for the Edmund Fitzgerald. Y'all have idea what I'm talking about.
You making an obscure reference that we don't know about?
Shocking.
Nashville ladies, if you get that reference of why the Edmund Fitzgerald is destined for Cleveland, let us know.
I mean, I just think of the Drew Carey show, honestly.
But anyway.
Did you
I'm
guys watch
shocked
that?
Chase wasn't your eye roll moment. That whole dynamic
We'll get
was
to that.
awkward.
We'll get to that. So
Nobody-
there you go.
nobody got my Drew
We've already
Carey
knocked
reference.
out two segments.
Ohio.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay, so Victoria F gets a date card. He takes her flying, which is already overplayed
surprise.
a little bit. And then they go to an amusement park. I thought that they were having a really great time.
Well, they were.
And then brings in my segment. We're getting these out of the way. Are you cutting me
I'm
off?
jumping in right now because I've got some thoughts on this amusement park date.
Oh, go. Okay,
Really?
go for it.
Would you really have fun in an empty amusement park?
100%.
Yeah. Oh,
Crazy.
for sure.
Let me give you some counterpoints.
No
here.
lines.
1, Zombieland. Empty amusement park. Nobody had any fun there.
I just watched Double Tap like 2 days
2,
ago.
there's an entire episode of South Park when Cartman wins a bunch of money and he rents out an amusement
You
park.
lost me when you said South Park.
To that.
No.
3, National Lampoon's Vacation. The
Yeah.
Griswolds get to Wally World. It's closed and they have the whole place to themselves.
Yeah.
Didn't look like a lot of fun.
I feel like it depends on who you're with because we could have
We'd kill
a lot of fun.
Oh,
We
yeah.
actually just went to an amusement park in Texas when we were visiting my folks for Christmas, and we bought one of those fast passes.
Pay for
and
it. It's worth it.
It's totally worth it, but we went on like 7 or 8 rides in a
Yeah.
matter of an hour and a half, and by that 8th ride, we looked at each other and we're like, we're gonna vomit if we don't stop.
Oh, it
We were
lasted
like,
3
we have
hours,
to
and we're like,
stop.
7 rides, I'm done.
Yeah, we
Throwing
have
this
to
out.
stop.
What I did appreciate is they tapped the keg. They were at Chester's in the amusement park. Bet you couldn't have named the restaurant, but they found a way to tap the keg and had beer.
I have no idea.
That'd make it more fun.
Let me
I'm
add
getting scowls.
one more point. Nashville people. Nebraska, Seattle. There's only one amusement park that would be fun to be at by yourself. And all you folks from Tennessee, you know that it's Opryland. Shouts out to Opryland. You never went to Opryland.
I know, I wasn't
It was
here.
amazing. Before it was a mall. It was the
now a
greatest
mall.
amusement park in the South. Loved it.
Now it's just artwork across
Justin
from the
got
river.
There you go.
sentimental.
Okay, so, but my oh shit moment came during Victoria F's date because Chase Rice and the fact that Victoria had actually dated Chase before this. First of all, I have to give some props to the producers because that's next level evil. That
Ruthless.
really is. You guys had to have known that was
That's
ooh,
ruthless.
made for great TV. But Chase did not seem like he knew, and Victoria didn't know because he made a face that was like, oh my
I
god.
felt bad for all 3 of them.
Yeah, that was
Because
just kind of crappy.
you've got Victoria saw it coming. She heard the music and was like, wait, who are we about to listen to? They get up to the stage and Chase sees them, and that awkward moment of seeing your ex with some new guy and being like, oh my god, I gotta keep
I'm
playing.
serenading them right now.
That was awkward. And then Peter was so oblivious, which this kind of leads into his emotional IQ. She was so awkward on that stage and he never picked up on it.
To be fair, she's
So-
kind of awkward throughout. So
Fair enough. I'll give you that. But then he finds out afterwards when he thought they had this incredible day at amusement
His
park all to
comments.
themselves. He got Chase Rice's phone number. He thought Chase was going to play at their wedding.
That's the thing. His comment about him playing at the
Oh.
wedding.
Little
was
did,
like,
little did he know he could have
heartbreaking.
asked his date for Chase Rice's phone number, and he could have done it just as easily. I did.
Ouch.
when she saw that he got his phone number, she was mortified over that. But I will say that I think that the drama of it all was a little overplayed. You have a life before you meet your new person, and she could have easily just been like, hey, by the way, like, that's my ex-boyfriend, whatever, I'm over him. His question about, are you still in love with him, whatever, was valid. But
Valid.
other than that, like, it didn't need to be this big production of a thing.
I agree. I think this is an important topic because we get into your dating life. That's the whole point of the Love is Stupid podcast. So for anybody watching this, please tune in as we release our first 3 episodes February 14th. Nice little plug there.
Good job.
well done.
But what I was disappointed in, and we got a glimpse of Victoria's kind of insecurities early on with the runway in episode 2, if I remember right, 2 or 3. And so he already had an idea that this girl's a little insecure, right?
Right.
He handled the situation so poorly.
That's kind of par for
I
the
don't
course for him.
I don't mean to like play the gender card, but as a man, like your job is to be there to comfort the girl that you're on a date with, and when she showed that insecurity, he played into it instead of stepping up and saying, it's okay, you had a life before we were dating, and I respect that. And as long as there's not some little thing going on between you and Chase, which he was right to ask that question,
Yeah.
he should have been there to comfort her.
She pointed it out at the right time.
Yeah, I agree.
She didn't do it during the day.
Oh yeah.
Wait
Can
till
you
they were
imagine
private.
doing it in the middle of
but-
the
I
concert?
don't know. I might have done it in the moment and been like, while we were standing there, I'd be like, "This is a little awkward. That's
go
my
back to the roller
ex-boyfriend. Maybe do
coaster."
you want to like not do this right now?"
I actually
That's
thought
fair.
she handled it at the very beginning of their like private time together. Didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
Okay, so moving on. So then he goes on the group date and they go to the Browns football stadium and they play football. Like props to The Bachelor for not making these girls wear the whole like lingerie football crap and actually giving them pads, and to the girls for like, man, they were getting into it. I loved it.
That was fun.
And you boys have made nothing but sports references this whole time, so I'm just gonna like give them the floor to make all the sports references they want during this one.
I'm so ready. Here we go. It's gonna be really quick. So one, Josh Cribbs. His 2011 fantasy season was incredible. If you picked up Josh Cribbs in the 8th round or later that year, you probably won.
I thought this was going to tie to The Bachelor in some way.
No,
we're getting
did you really?
We're getting there. 2, I am legitimately convinced that Tammy could help the Browns secondary in the 2020 season.
Agreed. I love her. I love Tammy.
Yeah, she's fierce.
3, Kelly, potentially a more accurate passer than Baker Mayfield.
She had an arm.
Did you see that?
Lefty.
She did. And
Good
Deanna
start.
was like
Anybody see
running
the
him
left?
back.
Also wore number 6.
Shan
Did
was
you pick
running
up
him
on that?
back.
Ooh.
So-
You know what I was disappointed in? I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
but
fine.
I really wish Baker Mayfield stepped in and did one of those insurance
Yeah.
commercials in the middle of that.
They've done so good with those commercials.
Because that's his house.
That's the best thing he's done all year.
Yeah, he should have been mowing the
Yeah.
lawn or something.
And I will kick it back over to you, Jake or Ray, after this valid point here. Victoria P.
Go on.
Not faking an injury in order to get on the sidelines and steal as much personal time. That strategic move, Browns front office, Browns brass, you might consider her as your new GM.
Wow.
about
Totally
that?
agree.
So there you go.
She
Thinking
got
like
the back
OC or something
massage.
like
She
that.
was
She
warming
was
her
sharp.
up.
I really appreciated her savvy.
It was a solid move.
I'm far too competitive to sit on the sidelines, but I respect your savvy. Okay,
Smart move.
and then let's just get into the drama because I don't even know that I'm saying her name right. So if
It's
I'm
not
I'm sorry.
important.
But Alea comes back and oh my God, there's just so
Did
many.
Alea come back?
There's so many
So,
thoughts.
do you need to be eating crow right now? Because I remember the last Bachelor breakdown, you gave us a hard time for you being in the lead and us being in second place.
We have been
The
fully,
boys are back on the board
we've
with
fully
all five.
restored all 5 across the board.
I'm
Well
in first
done.
place.
I don't think it's gonna last very long. But okay,
probably.
so first of all, she came back just for the TV time.
Yeah.
But Peter's so mishandled it on so many fronts, and I will say he should not have put Victoria and Alea against each other. He asked Victoria's opinion, and then for him to like sit down and make them talk while he was there was not cool. Do you guys want to weigh on that before I keep going on my soapbox here? I don't know.
The 15-year-old version of Bachelor, is that what we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's his emotional intelligence right now.
I mean, Peter seems like the lamest date of all of them. Like, does he not?
I think that the biggest thing though is that if you're gonna bring her back, okay, fine. I understand his logic there maybe, although I do think that it's a little spineless, I'm gonna say.
But don't give her the rose.
Well, but he should have immediately sent her home and be like, you know what, you took up enough time of this group date,
There it
and
is.
he didn't. And then he took it one step further of then giving her the rose for the date that she wasn't even on.
And then
He left and didn't give the other girls any time. Peter, foul ball. I have been so defending you this whole time, and dude, you messed up. That was really messed up.
3 group dates in a row he ruined because he couldn't handle the moment.
What's the third one? The champagne thing?
The very
Oh, God,
first
there's so many
one,
things.
when Hannah came out and then they went to the back room and did or
Oh,
did
yeah,
not
okay.
make
You're
out.
right.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Champagne
Shit, so much drama this
incident.
season.
The saddest,
So far.
the saddest swim party ever.
Yep.
Yes. There you
Yeah.
go. Okay, so 4.
And
And
then
now
this.
this one.
I guess 1 was kind of the cocktail party. So.
I just think it was so disrespectful, so mishandled. If you want to bring her back, your prerogative, and I
Yeah.
kind of get it. You feel like maybe you were influenced, and he was completely influenced by other people's
For sure.
decision or opinions, rather. But man, like that's already something that's gonna maybe rub people the wrong way, and then
Right.
to handle it that way was ooh.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll get
Yeah.
back to that as it goes on. So then Kelsey gets a date, and they go and walk around the city, and
Lovely, lovely Cleveland, Ohio, the city that we're talking about here.
they had a great connection. I mean, she opened up about her parents' divorce and her dad leaving, and you know,
It's great.
yeah, not much to say, honestly. Okay,
But she survived. She got the rose thing, right?
The
She got the
rose
rose.
thing?
she got the rose on the
It's
date.
a rose.
She got the rose.
I know you're new.
She got the
She's
rose
got
on the date.
She's got immunity. Is that the same show with immunity?
Yeah, Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's not gonna get axed. We're good. Okay, and now it's going to come back to the Eli thing because why would it
Why
not?
wouldn't
There's so much drama. I will say that I loved that Victoria just stepped up and the claws kind of came out, but she confronted her head on.
Victoria F.
Victoria
Not P.
F. Yes, thank you for good clarification. Victoria F. confronted Elia about
hotel room.
Yeah, in the hotel room
That's good.
about her telling all the girls of the Chase situation, and I do respect that she went and did that to her face.
Yes, I agree.
Thoughts?
I really appreciated that moment because we've talked about it now multiple times on multiple episodes. We've seen her fall back into her shell, be insecure, not take advantage of the moment. And this time she stepped up to the plate, spoke her mind, and I thought she spoke the truth. So kudos to you, Victoria.
Agree. I know that Elia is not the most fan favorite person, especially at this table, even though we picked her as one of our top 5.
Yep.
Right now. But I will say 2 things in regards to her. One, her jean jacket, Kelly Kapowski, Saved by the Bell look.
Oh my God.
Good job. Well done.
Kelly Kapowski.
Hey,
Nice.
Tell me
You're
she did
spot
not.
on.
I mean,
This was the curly
she got
hair
it.
one, right? In Saved by the Bell.
No,
Curly,
that
that's
was
Jessica.
Jesse Spano, Elizabeth Berkley.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Think
probably
about
just
that.
lost
Think
some
about how you
fans on
screwed
one.
that
I
up.
totally
You
did.
lost me as
Sorry.
But 2, and I'll say this, and I mean, this does nothing, I don't know how it says about her character, but it does say something about her ability to play the game. She took advantage of the time that she was away from the show, when she had access to the internet, to do the research. And she came back with
did.
dirt on everybody,
was
and if she's going to keep
calculated.
dropping bombs on everyone's relationships and everyone's shortcomings,
That was
Sprinkling a
not
little
the
bit of
way
drama
to come
everywhere
back
she
though.
goes.
Then she played the victim, which was the whole thing. If you don't want to be the victim, then don't do that. Like you.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
But I do love that Deandra and Natasha, right when he walked in the door of that
Ooh.
group date, were like, you're not pulling anyone aside. Let me tell you something.
They set the
appreciate
stage.
I loved
that's
that.
it.
I
And I
loved
thought that was coming. Like, I thought that would be a part of the...
I
the
also
end.
had written up here during the group date, like little hearts next to Tammy and Natasha. I love both of them. So
Yeah.
extra respect to Deandra and Natasha.
That can't be
for
easy
calling
to
them
do,
out.
to be the first one to step up and be as vocal and
loved
as
it.
passionate about something like that, because that is not what you see on The Bachelor generally, is somebody being that like
Yeah.
vocal and supportive of all the women there.
Mm-hmm.
And look, there's a common thread with all the drama, and it's Elia. And all these girls know it, and Peter's oblivious to it because Elia, when she gets her one-on-one time, knows how to play her cards.
There's a common thread
Here's
amongst
my
all the
wrapper.
drama. There's a common thread amongst all the
Yeah.
drama, and it's Peter.
That's so
Alright.
true.
I'll give you that. That's a good
It's
one.
so true. Yeah, he's pinning girls against each other, and this is his lack of ability to make a clear and concise decision, especially this early on, is kind of driving me nuts. Like, dude, it's early. There is still 14, 15 girls left. Like, these decisions are going to get hard as there's only 5, 6, whatever girls left. And if you're having this much trouble standing by your decisions and your convictions, like, come on, it's going to be a long season.
And Peter,
disappointing.
And Peter seems like the saddest dude with that many gorgeous women vying for his attention. I mean,
You made the comment
Yeah.
early on in this
Yeah.
episode. Those 13 girls he was on a date with
Beautiful.
were gorgeous.
I think this might be the most beautiful Bachelor cast ever. Like, all of them are stunning.
and they all want to be with him, and he is so sad.
Not anymore.
I mean, this is like a typical DiCaprio Thursday night. I mean, this is what, and he's fine and he's
Oh,
happy.
The Great
Leo, we
Gatsby.
are all jealous of your life. We
So-
really are.
But I mean,
Some more than others.
So then, kind of the last point of this is that Victoria P called him out for asking her opinion and then throwing her into the middle, which I completely agree with. Victoria P was not. It is P, right? Victoria.
P, yes.
She was not participating in any of the drama. He went to her specifically, asked what she knew or thought of this person, and she was honest and wasn't gossipy about it, in my opinion. And then for him to really out that and throw her in the middle was not
Look,
good.
I'm just getting sick and tired of him pitting these girls against each other so he can get to the bottom of it. Like, go out, do your research, and make a decision. But this is 2, maybe 3 times, I don't even know how many times now,
Yeah.
where a girl confronts or goes to him and
Right.
shares their thoughts and opinions, or he comes to them, whatever. And then he goes back and pulls them together to have an argument so that he can choose sides. And it just creates so much drama and anxiety.
It's just unnecessary.
I can't stand it.
And Dustin did make the comment in the episode when we were watching it that, like, you know, he's like, I bet you one of these girls is just going to walk, one or more.
Right.
And I do think, to your point, that everybody was maybe into him before and is now being like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
You lost the
I don't know
bet because
anymore.
nobody laughed.
Well, no one got eliminated tonight.
Yeah,
But nobody was
laughed.
gonna
It was a cliffhanger.
That was your bet.
It was a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so it left on a cliffhanger. We don't know who is going to get sent home. I'm curious how that's going to work with him bringing Eliab back. Is like one extra person going to have to go home now, or
No.
like I don't.
They give
I don't
him the
know.
ability to make that
I
decision.
still bet someone leaves. I bet before the next rose ceremony, someone voluntarily.
I bet it's
checks
more than
out.
one.
I don't think that anyone is going to
All
voluntarily
right,
walk
gambler.
away.
The 1.5. The over.
I raised the
you want the
stakes.
over under on 1.5.
Over.
You take the over
All day.
I'll take the under.
I'm saying if somebody leaves though, which I don't think they will, it's going to be Natasha. She is not going to put up with any garbage at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should
we
we
go.
go to our picks and reiterate the fact
Let's
that
break it
Jake
down.
and I are now back to full strength? Ray, you
They
wanna go?
just want to rub it in that they're back on the board, but I don't think she's going to last very long, guys.
It's fine.
Like, I don't know. Honestly, I think that she might leave because now everybody's kind of ganging up against her and like, she's not really
Of
like
all the ones that we picked, Lexi seems to be the one who's not getting screen time. She's
Yeah,
not really
that's
engaged in
true.
it. And Ray, I think you picked Lexi as one of your 5. So
I did.
she could.
I did too, I believe.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Y'all both.
But she's
Yeah.
Y'all both
just
are on
because
the
she's not getting screen time at this point. She's gotten more screen time, I think, than some of the others. But honestly, so many girls haven't gotten any screen time because they haven't gotten any time because of all the.
That's the truth.
Because he keeps leaving after dates with drama and tapping out.
Yeah.
So there's so many people that haven't gotten any time, and I think it was Sydney who said, "You don't even know me. You don't know
Right.
my middle name because we don't have any time
Ooh,
to even
I
get
did
to know
appreciate
each
That was
other."
powerful.
Good job, Sydney.
Let me make one more point. My pick to win the whole thing was Victoria P, and I still think that she could and she will. There's
Uphill battle.
one little area of concern on her with her. He was kind of poking some holes in her story and poking some holes in her relationship with Leia, right?
Yep.
As soon as she kind of got pressed, she totally pivoted into some sort of emotional thing that distracted him and caused him to go in the defensive.
I mean, honestly, that I see you, girl. Like, well played.
I saw the move.
Yeah, she definitely pivoted.
I know that move.
The topic.
I know that
Do
move.
you use this move?
I know a friend who uses this move. And so I've seen that happen, and there may be more there. That's my only fear about her. I still think she's well positioned.
She's a smart girl.
She's well positioned to go a long way.
She's very smart.
So.
In fact, she said, "There is so much I want to share with you." Like, that was her way of pivoting and making this.
Beyond that,
you need to do more.
she goes back to, she said, "I've been nothing but honest with you."
Yeah.
And so she's planting that seed in her.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So-
She knows what
Yeah.
she's doing. At least I think so.
I mean, it's his own fault for dragging her into the middle of it to begin with, but
He asked for it.
whatever. All right, so that's our.
I have one more.
I have
I have one more before we take off. Your Tennessee Lottery Cash for Life
my
numbers
God.
tonight are 2, 19, 26, 36, 55, and your cash ball of 01. So best of luck out there, lottery players.
Did you pick?
Dustin, do you realize that there's people that are watching this that don't live in Nashville?
Well, we still play the lottery.
Or move to Nashville. Everybody else is.
Yeah. All right. So this is the Bachelor Breakdown. I'm Rae Solomon here with Jake Green and Dustin Summers. And this is the preview for the Love is Stupid podcast, which is premiering on Valentine's Day 2020. So we're getting really close. I'm very excited.
so close.
We talk about everything from dating to marriage and all the stupidity in between. We follow Dustin on some of his dates. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then, we give dating advice from, a couple that's married or from the single
Whether it's
perspective.
good or bad, I don't know.
Some of it's lighthearted. Some of it actually goes into, how to recover from heartbreak or whatever. And then, we talk about pickup lines and all the junk that, whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
So
And the ab graze, for anybody that doesn't know that move.
Fantastic.
Tune in.
if you haven't watched I think it was on the last Bachelor Breakdown that we got Dustin's move out of him. Anyway, so check out at the Love is Stupid podcast on Instagram, and on February 14th, our very first 3 episodes will be available wherever you listen to your podcast. So subscribe, mark your calendars, and we'll see you guys soon.
There we are.
Good night, Greg Walker.
Oh my God.
Bye, Greg.
Greg always ends up in these.